Hey everybody, welcome to No Spring Chicken with April Walterscheid. How are you doing? Let's get to the boba part. The boba tea. I'm getting sick of boba tea, but as soon as I buy it for this podcast, I want it so bad. So let's do the boba pop top if you have your boba tea. Let's do it. Let's see. Okay, I got my straw. Let's unwrap it. Unwrapping a Christmas gift. I haven't eaten today either, so I've been drinking a lot of juices lately, but not really eating. So here we go. We're gonna count down. Here we go. Do it with me. 1, 2, 3. I have, sorry, I start talking into my straw. That happened on another episode. I have a lychee with red bean. Mmm. Oh, so good. Lychee green tea. What do you have? Tell me in the comments. Mmm. Mm, mm, mm. Mm. I kind of made a mistake today. Well, not really. I booked the studio for an hour, but that hour is actually almost up. I got here late today, so if you see me change studios, it's because I booked another studio. There might be an edit in this podcast. Mm, but really fun, you know? I have about 20 minutes left, so and we go 50. I mean, I want to go 30, but we end up going 50. This week, maybe I don't have enough to talk about. I don't know. I always do, but I'm always scared that I don't. Episode 8. Wow. The night is still affecting me. The daylight savings time is still affecting me. And I've been doing night activities. I've been doing Beastie Boys impressions. I don't know much about them, but that's what I've been doing. And it's been pretty fun. I basically have been having AI write raps for me, like Gemini, Google AI writing raps. I kind of edit them a little bit, but mostly it's AI, and I've been rapping them. Trying to get more subscribers on my YouTube, and it's working, but I think people like consistency. They like if I'm scrolling through somebody doing a Trump impersonation, that's all I want to see. Like Godfrey the comedian does stand up, but he does a really good Trump impression. And if I'm scrolling through his Instagram now and I'm not seeing the Trump impression, I'm disappointed. So I found out that people, you guys, whoever's watching, you guys like the Beastie Boys impression on YouTube. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. I have a little too much headroom. You guys like the Beastie Boys impression on YouTube, according to my stats. And you guys like on TikTok, you like the Arizona accent video series. I need to do one on Kingman. That video has 120,000 views on TikTok. The Phoenix accent, maybe because I tagged David Spade, I don't know. But I got a request for Kingman, Chandler. Still trying to figure those out. I haven't tried too hard to figure them out, but I'm going to figure them out for you guys on TikTok. It's just weird how all the social media platforms have different things that are popular. Instagram, my stand up comedy clips are really popular there. YouTube, my stand up's popular as well, and so is TikTok. But yeah, for TikTok, it's the Arizona accent. I did Prescott, Phoenix, Mesa. I got to do some more. And and then YouTube, it's the Beastie Boys. So I guess I just have 3 things I can work on. This is again, I'm doing this to get more subscribers, but to get through the night, just to not be sad at night. I don't have a car to go do stand up right now. Actually, I do have my roommate's car. I'm so lucky. My roommate's letting me use his car. As you guys know, I sold my car because she was having cylinder issues. Um, and I had to sell her. And my roommate's letting me use his car. That's really nice of him. It's been, it's definitely not my car, but at some point, it kind of feels like my car. If I just zone out enough while I'm driving, I'll think I'm driving again. I did fail at taking the bus. I tried to take the bus on my last groundlings class last week, Was it last week? Yeah. On the December 4th, the day I sold my car, I tried to take the city bus. I've taken it in LA before, at least once or twice. And I tried to take the bus. I went to the stop across from our apartment neighborhood, and I thought I saw a bus down the road. I took the bus in Phoenix and Mesa, Arizona for like 6 years, from like 18 years old to 24 years old. So I'm a professional at taking the bus. Although I couldn't figure out for some reason the New York City bus. I couldn't figure that out, but I could figure out the subway just fine. But I'm standing there in LA near my apartment, and I see like a bus down the street, but it looks like it could be just a work truck with its lights off on the side of the road. So I wasn't sure if it was a bus. I'm waiting for like 5 or 10 minutes, and at some point I'm like, I'm late for class. This bus is gonna be. I'm gonna be really late for class. I have to. Earlier, like before I went to the bus stop, my roommate said, "You can use my car," and I'm like, "No, I don't want to drive other people's cars. I have insurance still. I have the non-owner driver's insurance with Progressive, which didn't know was a thing, so I could still do rentals and all that." But I'm looking down the street, and I see this like dark vehicle, and I think it's a bus, but it could be. I'm just like kind of pacing. I don't want to sit on the bench, on the city bench. I'm just pacing, and I text my roommate. I'm like, "Hey, I'm just gonna use your car because this bus is running late. I don't know what's happening. I think it broke down. I don't know." But as soon as I walk across La Cienega, the bus comes by. So I don't know. I really suck at taking the bus right now. I'm trying, but I keep missing it lately. Is I'm looking at my list of stuff to talk about here. Let's see. I'm so worried that I just didn't book enough time in the studio. Let's see, what time is it? It's gonna make sure that I think when this hits 22 minutes is when I need to get out, or 21 minutes. Okay. Uh, what do I want to talk about here? There's a lot to talk about. I'll just talk about weird stuff that happened this week. I'm looking for an apartment to live in. I don't think I have the income for it. I do, but they always want like two or three times the income. So I have like two times the income, or two. I have 2.5 sometimes, but they want three times the income for you to move into an apartment, and no one has that. So I don't know where they're finding people. Um, but I did contact an apartment that has a price that I could possibly afford, and they're in Van Nuys, which is sketchy. It's like the Skid Row, LA Skid Row, but the whole city almost. It's a scary place. I think Van Nuys is like scarier. I'm getting text, sorry. Um, I think Van Nuys is scarier than Skid Row, to be honest. Parts of it, just one particular area of Van Nuys. But I was gonna go look at an apartment, and I just said like, "Hey, I don't have reliable transportation right now, so I'll need to do it on a day when I'm already up there for another appointment and try to schedule that." So I told them I'm gonna get my hair done. Look at my roots. I'm gonna get my hair done next week, and um, after the appointment, it's gonna be over at like 1 p.m. I can come by, and they're like, "Oh, we're not open." I go, "Okay, well, all right." I go out of town the next day to Arizona, so um, maybe I just come by in January or something. But then they messaged me, "Hey, what's the address of your appointment?" And I did not respond. I was like, "What?" They wanted the address of my apartment. I feel like that's a boundary. Are they going to send an Uber? Like, I don't know what they're asking. That's weird. It's like if you're buying something on Facebook Marketplace, and you said, "Oh, I can come by to pick up those Air Force Ones, those Nike shoes. I can come by and pick those up on Friday, the 18th of December, between, after 1 p.m." And they tell you no, not available. And then you go, "Okay." And then they go, "But what's the address of the place you're going to be at right before?" Like, let's say you didn't even mention you had an appointment. You just said, like, "Oh, I'm free after 1 p.m." And then they message, "What's the address of the place you're going to be at before 1 p.m.?" It's like, what? I don't know. It's like I don't know if it's like AI. It could be an AI email because a lot of apartments lately I've noticed have AI responses. Um, and I'm getting text messages. Sorry, guys. Um, it just dawned on me that no, I just read the text. That was a text. Somebody wrote. It just dawned on me it's Friday. I just read that text out loud. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's really weird. Maybe it's just AI asking like a really weird question, perhaps. I'm not sure. Why are these okay? I don't know what these text messages are. Okay, let's see. I'll have to review them after. Um, I have a joke where I'm saying like, why do they want to know my address before? Why do they want to know where I'm going to be right before looking at the apartment so they can cancel my other appointment? Like I have a hair appointment right before looking at the apartment. Are they going to try to cancel that appointment? I better not tell them where I'm going to be. They'll try to like mess with my appointment. That would be hilarious, right? I say, "Oh, I have a hair appointment." Before I look at this apartment. They're like, "Oh, sorry, we're not available when your hair appointment's over. But what's the address to your hair appointment so we can cancel it?" Like I bet. Wow. That is funny to me. I'm taking care of a cat by the way right now. Luckily I can walk to it. It's like a mile away or less, maybe three-fourths of a mile away. It's 1,993 steps away. But there's a cat. It's a tortie. I had a tortie when I was younger named Ginger, and well, in my 20s. Yeah, I guess I was a lot younger. I had a tortie named Ginger. She was so cute. But I'm taking care of a tortie now, and she only drinks water if you put her in the tub or she climbs into the bathtub and you turn on the faucet, let it trickle the tub faucet, and then you have to pet her as she does it. When I read that, I got that as a request on Rover. When I read that, I was like, hell no. I'll meet you, but I don't want to do this job. But no, she's a really nice cat. She's a really nice cat. The other cat at that apartment is attacking me. Cats usually are okay with me. But this other cat that's in the apartment, she'll just randomly like come out behind a door and just like swing at me and try to like get my pants. So that's fun. But yeah, the other cat with the faucet, I know cats like fresh water. I'm used to like my tortie growing up. She would like jump on the counter of the bathroom and meow, and I would turn on the faucet for her. But the petting thing, I don't know. I've actually found a way to avoid petting her. I love petting her, but sometimes she just wasn't drinking when I was petting her. So I'm like, am I doing the petting wrong? Do you like your back? So now what I've been doing is as soon as I put my fingers in the water as it's trickling and it makes like this really weird, even more chaotic trickle, that's when she drinks. Because before I was just petting her and she wasn't drinking. And yeah, if I put my hand in the water and let it do this weird pattern where it's like this unpredictable, I can see her trying to like drink it and it's unpredictable. That's when she wants to drink. So that's how I actually just get her to drink water. I can't have this cat dying while I'm watching her. Um, so that's interesting. That's something interesting. This whole podcast is about my week. I know. Uh, if you've been listening to the other episodes, let's see. Oh, wait, back to the Beastie Boys thing really quick. I'm doing the Beastie Boys YouTube videos, as I mentioned earlier in this episode. Um, my first Beastie Boys video, it has like 20,000 views on YouTube. It's the most popular video on my YouTube. That's how I know it's good. Um, I got a lot of comments where people said I was too young to know what Beastie Boys is. And I'm 40. So I commented, I'm 40. I listened to them in seventh grade in 97. You don't know what you're talking about. I thought that was weird. It kind of hurt my feelings. I mean, not really. I don't know anything about Beastie Boys. I don't even know which one died. I remember when it happened. I remember seeing his name. I looked it up yesterday. It's MCA, but I mean, I do the voices of the Beastie Boys, but I don't know the names. I think Mike D has a deep voice. I think that's all I know. The other two, I'm not sure. There's one that has like a super annoying voice. It might be MCA. I don't know. But found out recently though, I gotta say, for anyone who's like ragging on me about not knowing Beastie Boys, you're right. I don't know anything about them except the songs I heard in 97 or 96 on the radio on the Edge 100.3 in Mesa, Arizona, and 106.3. They had two stations. Same music though. Like say it's not like two different stations entirely. Same exact broadcast. I recently heard some old Beastie Boys ska punk from like the 80s. So maybe one of my impression videos will be of that. Just me trying to sing really fast. I can't believe they were punk at one time and then they went into rap. That's hilarious. They're such a funny band. I feel like they were kind of like a Weird Al rap band, but they're not, you know, because that girls song, their songs are funny. I'm going to do more. I'm excited. I went to my agent's Christmas party last week. I'm so lucky that I get to go to a Christmas party, I think. Um, it was on La Brea in Beverly area in LA. And I don't know, last year it started at 4 p.m. and it was really fun. It was like the first time they did it at that location. The first one I've gone to, I've been with my agent since 2021 or 2022, but the first Christmas party I went to was last year. And there's like a red carpet and a picture opportunity, like a backdrop you can take a picture in front of, like it's a red carpet. And that's out on the street, but it was really fun. I had a great time. I got to meet a guy who does the voice of Donald Duck. He's one of like three people who do the voice of Donald Duck, but he was like bitter towards the other people who do Donald Duck. He was so bitter that I was like, we had planned to like hang out afterwards. He's an older guy. I want to say 60s, 70s, maybe 50s. No, 60s, definitely 60s and up, somewhere in there. But we were going to do lunch one time after that party last year, the Christmas party from my agency. And or at my agency, or not at the agency. It's at an acting studio, but my agency's like there doing the party, and the acting studio is hosting it. It's a Zach Barnett acting studio. Um, yeah, this Donald Duck guy, we were gonna go and get lunch, but I don't know. He's kind of bitter towards a lot of people, so I wasn't excited about it. He canceled the lunch, and I was like, okay, good. Thank you, thank you so much. That was you found the out. I didn't have to. Great, that's awesome. Um, yeah, but I met a guy also there who seems kind of into himself. They all do. All the voiceover guys seem really into themselves. Uh, he does a voice of one of the guys on Rick and Morty. I guess Rick and Morty changes out the voices every 3 to 5 years. They change the cast. They don't change like cartoons, but they change the people doing the voices. So he's on there now, and his name is John. Hi. I like him. I was on a comedy show with him maybe a month or two ago, maybe 3 months ago, and I think he forgot who I was. So, I mean, but then I did a Gilbert Gottfried impression, and he's like, "Oh, I remember you." But it doesn't matter if he remembers me. But I think he was like signing autographs in the parking lot. But like, no one knew he does. No one knows he does the voice. It's just he has to kind of. That's the thing with voiceover. You kind of have to announce it, unless there's a character that has your natural voice. Like no one knows that you do voices. Like my niece, oh, she loves the show Digital Circus on Netflix. It's just the most chaotic CGI cartoonish show with the weirdest looking characters, and she loves that show. They did like a panel at a coffee shop in Anaheim, California recently at Requiem Cafe. They decorated the whole I didn't go. I don't have a car. My car like clunked out right when this started, but I saw stuff on Instagram. They decorated the whole place with digital circus, and then they had the cast who does the voices come in and do talk about it or whatever. I don't know what happened. I wasn't there, but told my niece about it, and she was so excited. But now I had to tell her like, oh, by the way, I'm not going. But I did send her a picture of the people who do the voices, and I'm sure she's looking at it like, okay, That's just a girl. Like, who is that? That's just a woman. I don't, what voice does she do? Like, she's not the character from this show I like. It's just a picture of her. What does this mean? It must be rough being a voiceover cartoon person because kids don't recognize you. I'm going to cut right here. I'll be right back. I'm going to make sure I get out of here so that someone can use the studio. Yes, we'll cut right here. I'll be right back. Hey, we are back. I changed studios because I told you earlier I was going to change studios. I need to get my ass here on time before, let's see. This studio, by the way, it does not have. Hold on. My battery's dying. Hold on. My camera battery is dying. Damn, so many technical issues today, but I'm putting them all in the podcast episode. So that's exciting. You're going to see all the technical issues. We've had technical issues on this podcast before. It's okay. It happens. We just roll with it. I just sat here for 10 minutes waiting for my phone to charge. Luckily, I brought like a charging brick. Guys, I am not in the holiday spirit this year. Usually I am. I really enjoy, I didn't bring one, but I really enjoy putting a bunch of doodles on Christmas card envelopes, like nutcrackers. And there's so many pictures over the years. I started doing this in 2011-ish, I want to say. I just doodle, I put the address and then I doodle around it all this Christmassy stuff like mountains and trees and a coffee cup, and for some reason a coffee cup, and big huge ornaments, and on the back of the envelope, big huge ornament, at least one, like right where you open the flap. And this year I'm doing all bows, just weird bows, like Santa bows, elf bows. I did a Minecraft bow for my nephew on the front of his card, or the family's card for my nephew and my niece's family. And I put a Rumi from K-pop Demon Hunter's bow, the purple hair girl, a bow of her on the front. Yeah, I'm really into doodling that. Like every year there's a theme. For me, Nutcracker is like a theme, and ornaments, I love that every year, but this year I was just trying to change it to bows. Nothing else really. I usually do a mixture of things like trees, and I'm not really putting anything else on there, just or candy canes or mints, little tiny circle candy cane mint things. It's really fun. And that usually just gets me like so into the holiday spirit. But this year, no. I don't know. I mean, I'm just doing it. I'm not really feeling it. It's kind of weird. This year again has been so weird. It's been like a lot of great things have happened, but then a lot of weird stuff has happened. Going on with people around me, not necessarily me doing it, but just weird stuff people are doing around me that I live with. And that's why I'm looking for an apartment because I've been at my current apartment for 5 years, and I think it's time I get on my own if I can. I think by next year I will be living by myself in a house that I bought. Let's just pretend you have to aim big. One of my really one of my millionaire friends says you have to aim really big. But then I listened to an indie band I like called Brand New, and they're controversial. One of the people in the band is controversial, but they're so down to earth and not about. They're all about the woodsy life and the Long Island suburb life and living in. It just makes me realize living in LA, I feel so much more materialistic. I was listening to Good Man by Brand New today on the way here, just to like bring my energy down. I don't have like a lot of energy necessarily, but when I do this podcast, I get kind of nervous. And it kind of brings me down almost to like an emo state. But I used to have to listen to sad songs when I was in my 20s just to feel like a normal level of emotion. And then if I went too far, I felt sad. But if just to feel like a base level, just to feel down to earth, I'd have to listen to these like emo songs or acoustic emo songs. I was thinking about this the other day. Did you guys ever have anything that you fell asleep to in your 20s or teens, like a playlist that you play at night from your computer speakers to go to sleep? Because I did that. I wonder if that's normal. Like, can you let me know in the live chat or the comments if that's normal? Um, I'll tell you what I would play at night. And I can't say it calmed me down, but some of it did. I would put together on Windows Media Player just a playlist of like 3 to 5 songs they'd play, and then it would end, no repeat. So I would do Just Like We Do by Isley, and then A Lock Acock, which is not innuendo, it's Coca-Cola backwards by Brand New, which is actually Brothers. The song Brothers is the same melody but different lyrics. And what else? Maybe Later That Year by Straight Light Run sometimes, but that's kind of political song. It's a little more, it's slow, but also it's not like fast paced, but I would somehow listen to that one. Sometimes put that one in there. And then what else? Did I write this down? I was going to talk about this last week, but I just didn't get around to it. So Just Like We Do. Oh, maybe like The Boy Who Blocked His Own Shot by Brand New. Um, Anything else? I mean, sometimes in my apartment now, I'll try to replicate that, put that on my phone as a playlist, and just play that. And I'll just like close my eyes and pretend I'm 20 again in my parents' house. And I was so sad back then. I don't even know why I want to go back there. Like at that age, that was a sad time. I was really depressed for several. I was depressed from like 19 to 32. I mean, I was depressed for like over 10 years. It's amazing I'm here. I mean, I can't believe it. But yeah, I would somehow listen to that like on my speakers or sometimes on my little tiny Rio MP3 player. Just some like really low, like emo songs or rock songs, but just like the slow pace. And I really like that. It kind of reminds me of just being alone, which is really nice, but sad too. And then I would put on, before bed, I'd put on lavender. My mom had all these like oils on the windowsill and she had like lavender. So now lavender just reminds me of being 20 and like trying to go to bed if I smell it. My mom had cinnamon as an oil, and I put it on my skin, and my skin would turn really red, so I didn't do that one. That one's tough. That one, my skin didn't like that one. I think you should eat cinnamon. I should eat cinnamon, not put it on my skin. Um, yeah, so I was like bringing this up because when I got rid of my car, I just was feeling sad last week. I'm not feeling as sad now, but I was feeling sad last week. And I started just randomly thinking of like this playlist I would try to go to sleep to because I was playing a lot of like songs I used to listen to when I was younger. For like this whole year, I wanted to go back to when I was in my 20s. I wish I could be in my 20s again. But you know what? I think I did it, guys, because I don't have a car now. And I can buy one. I just haven't yet. I'm taking a break because that car was so stressful towards the end. And in my 20s, I didn't have a car until about 25. So my whole life up to 25 didn't have a car. So I did it. I'm 20 again. Yay! I'm back to when I didn't have a car. I think I manifested that for myself. I'm so proud of myself. Go, April. Wow. You did it. But yeah, let me know if you have a playlist you fell asleep to. I really want to know if that's a normal thing to do to try to fall asleep to a playlist. Yeah, I want to know what you guys listen to. Maybe I'll listen to it too. But yeah, not feeling the holiday spirit. I did feel the holiday spirit. I went to the Grove yesterday to look at the lights, and that was pretty fun. We didn't get hot chocolate though. By the time we thought to get hot chocolate, so I was at the Grove with my roommate looking at lights. I want to go look at lights in like North Hollywood or like there's a place outside of LA that you can go look at lights. That's for free. I was going to go there, but again, the car thing, I don't want to take my roommate's car like everywhere. I'm not trying to like take it really far. But we went to the Grove and it just has a tree and then Santa's workshop and it's really cool. It's really cool and decorated. Um, we were gonna get hot chocolate. I was at Starbucks. There's a cute little Starbucks there I haven't been to yet, near the farmers market. And as we were about to go get Starbucks, I pop into Sephora because I'm looking for a lip color that's not red. I'm trying to find a good lip color. This is very materialistic, I know, but I'm trying to find a good lip color that doesn't make my skin look pink and agitated. It just looks like a nude that's goes with my skin color, which is a light summer. I found out from someone who did a color analysis on my skin. Her name is Rain. She's a stylist in LA, and I paid for that. But I'm a light summer, and we look good in pastels. And popped it to Sephora, and I got all confused. I was just like, where do I go? There's so many makeup brands in here. Like, where do I start with? I was trying to get help, and someone helped me try on lipsticks. And I don't know, I really want to try neutral or something a little more pink than a neutral, but I don't need it all the way pink. I need like a coral in there. I need to have like a pink that's a little bit of a peachy undertone, or a peach that's kind of cool toned. I kind of want that little pop because I look good in that kind of color. Like, because light summers are like, for me, I'm cool tone. So I look good in all cool tones, nothing brown, nothing orange. But then I have a little bit of a neutral in there so I can go a little spicy. Yeah, I tried on some colors and they just look like my lips, but better. But as, gosh, I don't know if I want that. I walked in and tried on, I don't know, 5 colors and I was just like, you know, I'm not ready to buy yet. And then I walked out. And my roommate was getting bored. Anyways, my roommate was like probably annoyed at some point that I went in there. He said I could. I mean, he doesn't have to give me permission, but he said, "Yeah, pop in there and get a color." And then I realized I had lost him at some point while trying on colors, and I went back outside. I'm like, "Oh, there he is." Then we continued. It was like 8:57. We continued on to go to the Starbucks to get hot chocolate. They're closed, so they close at 9. All the Starbucks in LA close at 9. What happened to like the days of opening till 10? What happened to that? Is it only on weekends, maybe? I usually go look at lights with my family in Arizona anyway, or by myself. When I had a car, I would go look at lights by myself in California and Arizona. Can't really do that. I hope my dad wants to look at lights. He usually does. He'll take the niece and nephew to. I just think hot chocolate and looking at lights is the best. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. That would get me into the spirit. Oh, on Monday, I don't know what we did. Oh, my roommate and I went to a groundling show. It was weird. It was like group therapy. It's like group therapy on stage, but it's a fake therapy. It was like a therapy about failed vampires. It's a support group for failed vampires. And they're just kind of sitting around being their characters. It wasn't like an improv show where you're doing all these scenes. It was just them sitting around being their characters, talking about 4 talking points that they come up with at the beginning of the show. Very interesting. I had never seen this improv show before. But that was fun to take my roommate there. It was his first groundling show. And then after that, we went to Whole Foods on 3rd and Fairfax and got my roommate reached for some vegan like in the hot bar area, he got some vegan black bean chili. And I was like, "Ew, soup?" But then I looked at it and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that does sound really good if I could find cornbread or bread, if I could find something." I didn't find any bread, but I still got a little like 8 ounce of black bean chili, and that felt like on Monday I felt the holiday spirit because I also bought some eggnog, some vegan eggnog, and some poppy cranberry fizz soda, the prebiotic soda, and for that night I felt the holiday spirit. Black bean chili, who knew? So I really hope you guys found the holiday spirit. I hope you probably have holiday spirit right now, but it's been such a weird year that I've just felt not connected to it. But like that little black bean chili moment on Monday really helped. I just got to keep doing those night activities. I'm still learning skating by Vince Guaraldi because I started learning it when I was like 25 or 26, and then I stopped, and I'm going to finish it. I think I've almost finished it. Like, I think when I leave this podcast today, it's going to be dark. It's going to be close to being dark again. Ugh. Night activities. I did film a sketch about, you probably saw it. If you check my YouTube, there's a sketch about being in choir in seventh grade and like Lauren getting all the solos. I've talked about this on another podcast. If you check out, oh, there's a podcast by Lexis Charday that I was on where she kind of does she acts like a psychiatrist. You're like laying down doing the podcast and talking about your life. It was in 2019, and apparently, according to the comments, I'm hilarious on it. But I was complaining about Lauren getting all the solos on that one too. Hmm. We're at like 35 minutes, right? I don't even know. I mean, this podcast is all choppy. I'm trying to feel this podcast. Oh, I've been oh, is anyone else into this guy? I haven't mentioned this on the podcast yet, but I'm really into the VR chat character Marcus, the worm. Are you guys into him? So into him. Or her. I think it's a girl playing him, and like apparently there's a VR room that they do this in, and they use like a voice for Marcus that's not her voice. But I think I've seen people do this in their room. It's like this thing because Marcus will suddenly float, you know, and he'll get like tractor beamed, or he'll just suddenly float and like drive a car away. He'll get into an invisible car and then drive away. Um, I saw someone on Instagram. It's not Marcus, but a guy doing VR, and it's almost like a trampoline, little mini trampoline, and it has like a harness and it holds your body up. And he was kind of doing like all these movements in VR and like taking his feet off the ground. And I wonder if the person who does Marcus is in a room like that where like they can, like maybe there's a something on the ceiling and it's holding them up. Cause again, Marcus will suddenly just, I don't know if it's an error in the graphics, but he'll suddenly just float away. So, I don't know how that's happening, but they have to be in something where they can like, the guy who plays Robert said that he knows the people who play Marcus, and they're in some sort of virtual reality room, um, where they can do flips and like all that stuff. There's some sort of like harness holding them up. That would be so fun. If I had that, if I was like in a room like this and it was just a VR room, I would live there forever. I would never leave VR. I would have my funeral in VR world, in virtual reality. I would just, if I die, I die. I would eat in virtual reality world. I would just have probably so much fun. I think eventually I'd feel so disconnected from the earth that I would come back and try to connect again, but that'd be really fun. Just being so with the glasses or with the, yeah, I don't know if I'd ever come back here. That'd be really fun because they have Doritos, they have convenience stores in VR world, so they have like everything that we have out here, you know? Just never break character. Groundlings would let me pass intermediate at that point. I could just do Groundlings intermediate virtual reality style. That'd be cool. I'm like, I never broke character for like 2 weeks, for like 3 months straight. So I passed intermediate because I did not pass intermediate. I think I told you guys. I did not. You see all the characters on my YouTube from like years ago, like 10 years ago? I do all these characters. I did not pass Groundlings intermediate. You can do a ton of characters and they will not let you pass. You just, I now understand what I need to do to be good. You have to be so good at the character that it's natural and you don't even think about it. And there's all these details that you add that are just natural. Yeah. Oh man. Oh, there's a guy that keeps asking me out on a date via text. I was on Facebook dating for followers, and there's people on there who act like they're not on there for followers, but I know if someone brings it up in the messages and they're like, "Hey, April, are you on there for followers?" Like if a guy brings it up and he's like, "Hey, is this for a followers?" Or a lot of guys think my account's fake. They're like, "April, you can't. You're so beautiful. You can't really be on here." And I'm like, I know so many beautiful women that have no one and they can't get anyone. So yeah, it's very possible. I'm not as beautiful as them, so definitely possible to still be single. But yeah, I'm on there for followers. But there'll be a guy accusing me of being on there for followers. And I have this as a joke. I started telling this as a joke like last February 2024 around that time. Um the joke goes, "Okay, hey, I'm on Facebook dating and I'm on there for followers." And guys message me accusing me of being on there for followers. But I don't say, "Yes, I'm on there for followers." When they ask me if I'm on there for followers, I say, "Oh my God, Mario. Whoa, that is such a great idea. I should be on there for followers. I never even thought of that. You're such a brave man with the best ideas. You're so heroic. You're my king. You're my leader. Wow." I just kind of say things that guys want to hear, and like the audience laughs so much. Guys will also ask if they'll also tell me to be on OnlyFans. They'll be like, "You should be on OnlyFans," and I'm like, "Wow!" Like I'm not on there, but I know guys hate OnlyFans. Why do they suggest you be on OnlyFans if they hate it? It's weird. But yeah, I had a guy say I should be on OnlyFans, and I said, "Wow, yeah, I guess I'll start being on OnlyFans. That's a great idea." Herbert, that's a great idea. Well, here's my I set one up. Here's my subscription button. Click it. You can be my first subscriber. Like I don't know. I was on Patreon, which is kind of like OnlyFans Junior. I had a couple subscribers on there. They both wanted totally different content. One wanted to see my ass, the other one didn't. So one of them, he's all about my comedy career, which is great. The other one was like, I posted one photo of my butt that's on Flickr. If you search for Flickr, April Walterscheid, go to my profile. There's some photos there that should not. It's from my ex. He took photos, but yeah, I mean they're really good photos, but they should not be out there actually. Um kind of innocent, I guess, kind of not. But anyways, I posted one of those on my Patreon acting like it was an exclusive photo and like the guy who was there for my comedy like unsubscribed and then this other guy was like, "Yeah." And then eventually I wasn't posting more of that, so he left. So I think I would do terrible on OnlyFans. I would just run jokes by people. Maybe jokes about them, you know? If you hear any drumming, there's someone starting to do drums over here. I did want to learn the drums at some point in my life. Sounds like someone's knocking, but it's not. Oh, wait, back to the Marcus thing. So, Marcus the Worm, I wanted to tell you guys there's another person in my family who likes Marcus the Worm like I do. You probably have never heard of him if you search for him, but he is blowing up. He's worth $5 million. And the creator who created him 2 years ago, and like nothing happened until just like this year he blew up. And the creator of Marcus can't really, they're doing cameos, which are great, but they can't really seem to like, there's so many people like on Etsy making blankets of Marcus with the things he says, gift wrap, candles, keychains, stickers, of course, of everything he says. He says hilarious stuff where he's like, I remove South Carolina. I don't like this rock. This armoire is incorrect. Just hilarious stuff. I know it doesn't sound funny, but look it up. Um, he is my Labubu, basically. Marcus is my Labubu for free. Yeah, she can't seem to like harness all the money people are making off Marcus, so she's doing cameos. It's like this out of control thing. But I do have my sister-in-law, Callista, loves Marcus like I do, so I got her something. I hope she's not watching this. I don't think she watches my podcast. I did get her something, Marcus, for Christmas. I would get the Marcus wrapping paper, but it's like $17 for like a little sheet. So, and there's so many options. But yeah, I got our Marcus keychain. I'm really proud of that. And it was only $5, but $5 in shipping. Because of my car issue this year, I'm trying to keep everyone's gifts like under $10. I usually go like 20 or 25 or more, but this year we're going to be budgeting the gifts. Oh, I keep like going off. That's the whole point of this podcast is for me to like veer off into wherever I want to go. Back to like the dating thing on Facebook. There's a guy trying to ask me out on a date from Facebook dating, and I don't want to date, but this guy gave him my phone number, so maybe we could. Like he's okay looking. Um, I just want to see if he can make it happen. Like, is he? Because like if I make it happen, he's not going to appreciate it. A guy has to like. I know guys want women to like be forward and all that stuff, but I've noticed guys don't appreciate women who do that. Like over time, they cheat on them or whatever. That's what I've experienced personally. Like I've been with like I kind of sort of made a move. I pursued my first boyfriend, and his friend also helped me get us to go out on a date, but that guy eventually cheated on me. And I hear that from so many women. They'll like pursue a guy. After a year or two, he takes her for granted and cheats on her. I guess it could still happen either way. He cheated. My boyfriend cheated like 6 to 12 months in. I don't know when, but at some point in there. Yeah, within at least a year, had cheated. I didn't even know it till a couple years later. Because all of his friends knew and his coworkers knew, so they told me. So that was nice of them. But yeah, I was just seeing if this guy would like actually arrange a date. He kind of did. Like he was just asking when I'm available. He asked me like, "Are you available tonight?" And I'm like, "No, you have to like let me know a week ahead, at least like 5 to 7 days ahead, so I can make sure I can go on this date with you." Eventually, he asked me to meet for drinks on a Tuesday or Wednesday, and I was just like, at that point, I had sold my car. Before that, I didn't sell my car. Um, But he has to do like drinks on Tuesday or Wednesday this week, and I was just like, I'm sorry, bud, I don't have a car. I sold it on December 4th. That's all I said. I'm like, I sold my car. I didn't say like, come pick me up, which I want him to pick me up actually, even though he's a stranger. Because again, the more a guy does, the more he's gonna like you. The more he like, yeah, guys love doing that. I don't like. I think they don't think they do, but like, apparently, naturally, they like being the pursuer. Otherwise, they get weirded out eventually if the woman's pursuing him, even though they say they like it at the beginning. It just psychologically it doesn't like meld with their DNA, I guess. But yeah, I said like, hey, my car is sold, and that's all I said. And I was thinking like, oh, maybe he'll like pick me up or something. I don't know. I'm not gonna ask him to, but if he's a man at all, if he's a man, he will offer. But then he never did. He came back with a this is when I knew like, oh, I don't want to date this guy. He's not like a go-getter. He doesn't go after what he wants, you know. He messaged me hey, I need to get rid of my car. Do you know any good junkyards? And so I just like deleted the text. I'm like, we're done. Yeah, I can ask my roommate if he knows any junkyards. I sold my car to an actual person. I didn't go to a junkyard. There's also CarMax, but yeah, I'm not, I don't know this guy enough to help him like that. I'm not trying to be like a resource. He's already trying to like use me for some sort of emotional something. I don't know. So I just cut it off. I'm like, this guy doesn't know how to get what he wants. That's the message I get. If a guy doesn't pursue me, I'm like, oh, he doesn't know how to get what he wants. So I'm just going to continue being busy, living my life, you know? But yeah, I'm not saying I want to date, but it was just like, oh, like, hey, this guy actually wants to take me out. Like, let's see where this goes. And then it just went nowhere, of course. Um, Guys, I hope you figured out. Some of you have figured it out, and that's amazing. You guys have, some guys, some men have figured out how to not be alone. Because I know you guys hate it. Women are all like, whatever, we don't care. But like, guys seem to hate being alone, or I just hear them complain about it a lot. Um, I still don't have a show in Phoenix yet. I did something kind of fun. I made unlisted YouTube videos for each person I'm reaching out to, each touring comic I'm reaching out to in Phoenix around Christmas and New Year's who's going to be in town doing shows. I put a custom video for each person asking to open for them. It's about a 2-minute video. And guess what? No one's looked at it. I think one person looked at theirs, but yeah, no one's clicked on it. So, anyways, I also wrote a message to their managers and then that to them personally on Instagram. And I've gotten some responses. No, no's, rejection, but I got a response from Dave Kochner on Instagram. That was really nice. Look him up. You probably don't recognize his name. I didn't know he was doing stand up, honestly, because he's more of a sketch comedy guy. I want to say he was on SNL. He was definitely on The Office. But if you look him up, like the name you may not recognize, but if you look up Dave Kochner, Koechner, you're gonna recognize his face. You're gonna be like, oh yeah, that guy. You're like, that guy. Because I showed my roommate. He didn't know his name, but I showed my roommate, and he's like, oh, that guy? He's like, well, tell him thanks for responding. Tell him thanks for rejecting you, because like that's amazing. He even responded. And I'm like, slow down. Mike, my roommate, slow down. I'm not gonna thank him for rejecting me. That's old April. Old April would have been like, oh my God, I can't believe you even paid attention to me. You said something really bad to me and it was mean, but like, oh my God, thank you for responding. Like, it sounds so stupid. That used to be old me. What I would respond with is like, okay, great. If anyone drops out, let me know. I'm not gonna fucking thank him for rejecting me. Are you fucking kidding? But again, like me a year ago and beyond, yeah, I would have totally. Um, like I got rejected by Conan's booker for Conan O'Brien, and like my ex boyfriend Zach at the time, he would like, I probably found this email for him, but I found Conan's booker JP Buck at the time, like years ago, like 2016, when Conan still had a show, and I found the email address for the person who booked stand up comics on Conan O'Brien. My ex had emailed him a stand up clip, and then I emailed him a stand up clip, and he responded to me. It was a rejection, but it wasn't like, hey, we want to work with you and make your set better. Yeah, we're interested. It was just like straight up rejection. I was like 1 year into comedy. So I can understand that. But I remember my ex being so pissed. He's like, I didn't even get a response from that guy, and I emailed him like 5 times. And I'm like, yeah, well, sucks to suck, huh? I got rejected, but I got a response. So I can see where my roommate's coming from, like being grateful that someone rejected you. But I mean, I'm here to stand on business. I am not accepting a rejection. I'm just gonna say like, oh yeah, well let me know if you need me in the future, okay? Because you will. At some point, I really hope that everyone who rejected me so far, I think it's only been 2 or 3 people. I emailed probably over 10 people, maybe 10 people, 10 comics and their managers and stuff. I think 2 or 3 have rejected me so far. But silence is also rejection, right? So it's a not right now. It's always a not right now. It's not like a flat out no in entertainment. It's just a not right now sort of thing. So don't ever think it's like an actual rejection. But I really hope that all the people who rejected me so far for the Phoenix comedy show, I hope all their openers drop out. I'm really evil. I hope their openers drop out and they're like, oh, where's that girl that said she would open for me? Or feature, I can feature, I can do that too. I can do 50 minutes, whatever. But yeah, no, I'm really happy they have an opener. I mean, I'm really not. I'm just saying that. let's be honest. We just say things so we don't burn bridges. So I'm really not happy they have openers, but I really hope their show goes well and blah blah blah. It does has no benefit to me at all. So whatever. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I hope it goes well. Okay, whatever. Yeah, for the holiday spirit, I hope it goes well. I'm only gonna say I hope it goes well so I don't get cynical as I get older about comedy because like you can definitely get cynical about it and get bitter if you're that I think that's the only thing about being positive about other success is so that you don't get bitter yourself and have this I see people in LA who've lived here over 10 years, they post on Facebook, they're so bitter about and that guy who did the Donald Duck voice is bitter, even though he has a job, he does the voice of Donald Duck like whatever the voice is, and, I can almost do it. A couple years ago, I could almost do it. Um, he's Donald Duck, and he's bitter. I mean, people can be you can easily be ungrateful in this town or wherever you are. Um, but then there's that part where, like, why deny what you're feeling, you know? Like, don't deny what you're feeling. Like, don't be overly positive and never acknowledge that you actually feel really lousy and rejected right now. Because it shows up. It'll show up somewhere. Rejection is really entertaining, though. If you can talk about, like, if I talk about my rejections, I should talk about my rejections as my stand up jokes. Like, anything bad that happens to you, such a good joke, of course. That's like the golden stuff in your life that you can do stand up comedy about. Just giving a lesson on writing right now and why it's good to actually fail. And that's why I'm putting all these clips together, like, imperfectly. Is anyone even watching this? I really appreciate you guys watching this. Yeah, I don't have any shows booked for Phoenix yet. Might have one more show in California. There's a place I can there's a couple places here I can perform if I just say I'm available. I just need to make sure my roommate's car is available. I'm filming a podcast on Monday. That's fun. I'm refilming it. It's a weed podcast and their apartment is decked out in all this like hilarious stuff about weed in the bathroom and oh my gosh, their whole apartment is like a podcast set. And there's a guy that dresses up as a weed leaf that comes on the podcast, and it's like between two ferns, but it's between two ganja plants. That's what it's. It's check it out. It's called Between Two Ganjas. I filmed with them in August in downtown Hollywood. Paid like a buttload for parking, and then they lost the footage. So it was a great time, but I have to go back and refilm it, pay for parking again, or find other parking. I don't know where else to go. The closest parking to them, I swear, is like $20. Which after you're towed and if you ever get towed in LA for the first time, that's $400. So $20 doesn't seem like a big deal. But yeah, I think I'm gonna let you guys go. AprilWalterscheid.com is my website. Hope you enjoyed this vintage necklace I got off of Etsy. I haven't worn this in so long, but my niece wears a lot of chokers, like the stretchy chokers, the stretchy like rubber band chokers, and they have like a cool design. So I want to get some of those. My niece is inspiring. She's so inspiring as far as style and how she is. And I want to be my niece. I just want to be her. I'm such a fan of my niece. But this is the most choker thing I have. And this is my favorite bug, a firefly, because it's on the movie Coraline. And that's my favorite movie. But yeah, maybe I'll see you guys next Sunday. I'm taking off the week of Christmas. There's going to be no podcast episode. And I'm going to drive myself crazy. I need to be busy all the time. And it might be a mistake not to record a podcast the week of Christmas. I don't know. But yeah, the week of Christmas, like the Sunday after Christmas. So I mean the Sunday after Christmas, there's no podcast episode. But I should be able to film one next week before I leave for Phoenix. So yeah. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed your boba tea. And thanks for watching. Oh, I'll take a drink. Mm. Okay, have a great week. Bye.